Good evening, Moogles out there on the internets. What is going on? My name is TheSchwantz27, and I have with me in the co-commentary booth my buddy Drinks Glue. What's up, dog?
Just trying to keep it real, homie. What do we have for our loyal viewers tonight, my friend?
Yeah, so some fighting has broken out within the Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide community. Hashtag drama alert. No, I'm just kidding. It's not like that. But our event Battlegrounds allows our community to be basically picking a side between the Returners faction and the Empire faction. And today we have a matchup between Falcon Hit representing the Empire and Turdsman representing the Returners. So it's a heads-up 1v1 skirmish, and it will take place using the Doma flag set. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the Doma flag set and what the victor will get out of this particular race?
One of the great things about the Doma flag set, first and foremost, if you're ever in Doma, please don't drink the water. It's a health hazard. Looking into it.
Make sure you boil it first, you know?
Yes, please, you're on a boil notice. But the Doma flag set is one of the more interesting ones in our Battleground event. If you can see on your screen, Turdsman's kind of scrolling through there, but it's going to feature a couple interesting quirks you don't see too often in Worlds Collide. One is going to be permadeath, except for you have 3 saving Phoenix Downs. You start with 3 Phoenix Downs, your characters die, you have those 3 to bring them back, and once you use those 3, they are donezo. You will not be able to find any more throughout the world. Tents won't bring them back. The healing pot, the healing lake, and Phantom Force will not bring them back. They are donezo, my friend. Another interesting quirk that I mentioned is going to be the Wyvern move. Any sprite in the world that our racers come across will be able to wipe off the map if they walk up to them and just press Y. It's a funny thing to do, and there are some key sprites in the world that you can remove and open up some checks, open up some pathways you may not already have access to based on the characters you have. And it's going to create some interesting branching pathways because one of those pathways is going to be able to, that Wyvern move is going to give our characters access to Magitech right away if they don't have Celeste. And then Magitech is one of the more powerful checks because it's 1 guaranteed piece of progression and 2 back-to-back really fast. So our runners may go there and ignore all the other checks. That's definitely a strategy that a lot of people employ. So there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, so this is the Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide Randomizer. However, in this particular set of options, you could randomize the seed however much or little you want. And for Doma, Cyan is an old school type of guy, right, in Doma, so we're going to keep a lot of things vanilla. The commands that our characters have are going to be the same as the original game. The Espers will teach the same spells with the same bonuses and the same cost of MP as in the original. And the enemy ability scaling will be the same as the original. So what that basically means is we won't get any crazy scaled up or souped up versions of the battle scripts that the bosses have from the regular game. So if you know your vanilla boss battle script, you'll be in good shape here. So the object of this randomizer is to defeat Final Kefka. To unlock it, this seed, 6 characters, 9 espers, and we get to skip to the statues at 12 bosses. So that's an interesting little feature that we have. We might see racers overload Kefka Tower parties and then hop back in just at the statues to clear out the sides. That's often a interesting strategy that gets employed sometimes. So we're going to kick this off in a few minutes. You want to run down some more of these settings that we've got here, Glue?
Yeah, a couple other interesting wrinkles are going to be that there is no escape from any of the battles our runners come across. And true Doman fashion, we hold down the fort. We don't abandon ship. So there will be no running. Smoke bombs are worthless in this seed. But to counter off that, all characters our players find will have plus 15 strength. So that makes physical offense very viable, especially early. Typically, magical offense gets online faster than physical, but with that strength bonus, it's really nice to have at the beginning to start a seed.
Yeah, so one other interesting objective that is here, and this is the same as in the vanilla game, if we have access to Cyan and go through Cyan's dream, Cyan will have Sword Tech, which is his vanilla command, And we can get all 8 sword techs by completing the entire dream sequence. So that'll be something that our runners will probably head to sooner rather than later if they have Cyan. So let's see who our 3 starting characters are going to be. It looks like we've got Old Man Setzer and Wow with Gao.
Mm-hmm. Not the strongest starting party, but one of the main things of Worlds Collide is making the most out of what you got.
Yep, checking the rages. So we do start with a select few bunch of rages. Luridin is a great one right there that Turdsman just hovered over. And how rage works in Worlds Collide is you don't have to do the leap on the Velt. None of that nonsense. We cut all that garbage out. And instead, you just have to fight the monster, and you will learn their rage immediately. Same thing goes for Strago with Lore. You don't have to have Strago in your party to learn the spell. Anybody can learn the lore just by looking at it. So a little bit of buffs there to those 2 characters, and a pretty underrated starting command on Setzer with slots. I like to use that early game to clear out AoE mobs, and even a little bit towards mid game if you can't yet string together a bunch of spells. So we'll see what our runners get up to here. The first 5 or 10 minutes or so of a seed is usually just looting and shopping, and we do have access to the Kolingen Inn with Setzer, and there is no free characters or espers in the seed, picking up on Cyan's samurai nature. So we can get a high tier item if we go to that Kolingen Inn. So I'm expecting to see that sooner before later here.
Yeah, everything in this seed is going to be fought for and earned the hard way. Some of the common spots we'll see our runners go to, as you see right now, they're both hanging around in a Narsh. I wouldn't be surprised if they go to Returner's Hideout. You can pick up about 8 chests, depending on how much time you want to commit to that. After Returners, we're probably going to see some runners enter South Figaro. The South Figaro basement is very lucrative, a lot of chests you can get down there. And actually, I stand corrected. Tersman is going up north. What's he's got going on here?
I think he went to just go peek the Yeti check, perhaps. Sorry, I'm trying to line up the streams at the same time, so I think I goofed and made him skip ahead a little bit there. Yeah, so you can peek what the reward at the Umaro spot is by going to peek at the hidey hole, and there you see the power of Y remove. I'm surprised nobody has gone to the World of Ruin Narsh yet. You can get both the Curse Shield and the reward at the Narsh Weapon Shop, and since this is no free progression, it's going to be a choice between 2 high-tier items, so we'll see if either one of our runners go there first. Or not first, but third.
Well, also, and I didn't see either runner check it, but there is an old man in Arsh that will tell you the count on the Curse Shield before you actually get it, and I didn't see either runner stop there. And that's one of the great things about Y remove, but also one of the frustrating things is that it really puts a lot on your plate, because right now the runners are thinking, okay, I got Strago, I got Gao, I got Setzer, I need to go to College and Inn. When do I want to find dry meat and go to the Velt? But then you got to remember all the other things you have access to. So maybe they just slipped their mind.
Yeah, so a couple of other things about the flags here. The relics and equipment is original plus 66% chance that they can equip something they wouldn't be able to in the vanilla game. There's a Mega Elixir and an Atma weapon back to back in a chest. So very nice South Figaro so far there for Falcon Hit.
Yeah, that's
if we decide to go to the Coliseum, there is between 120 and 170 visible rewards. So that's more than our standard 80 to 100. So we'll see if we dip into the Coliseum if we can't find anything else better for our runners to do here.
Yeah, and I'm gonna bring up the elephant in the room here. As you can see, our runners have taken a similar path. They've both gone to Narsh, they've both gone to Returners, and now looks like Falcon Hit has already done those 2 spots, and he's way ahead in South Figaro. Falcon Hit, ladies and gentlemen, is a multi-time event champion in Worlds Collide. He is as good as he gets. He is who everybody shoots and aims for to be. And his pathing, his game planning is always so surprised, and we're seeing that at the start right here, how far ahead through South Figaro he is versus where Tersman is at, who's a very strong player himself.
Yep. I was just going to say, so this is the second week of the Battlegrounds event. In week 1, Falcon Hit got in first place in the Dragon's Neck seed, first place in the Velt seed, and then second overall, but first for his team in Famasa, right? Whereas Turdsman did put up a lot of respectable times in the first set of options. I think he was in the top 6, which is how the characters get quoted. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, he was in 6th place in the Dragon's Neck category. So again, 2 really good runners, but Falcon Hit has been putting in some really good times so far in this particular event.
Yeah, as you said, only one runner bested him one of the events. How fortunate that guy must, how great that guy must